Stoicism has been around since ancient civilizations. But it wasn't until recently that people began to understand the power of this simple philosophy. Basic Stoicism is a powerful tool that can be used to improve your life in ways you never thought possible. In this video we'll explore how basic Stoicism can help you create a life of purpose and fulfillment. We'll discuss how embracing the principles of Stoicism can help you become the best version of yourself and learn to better manage life's ups and downs. Basic Stoicism and the minimum that one must acquire. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that has been around for thousands of years and is still relevant today. The basics of Stoicism involve developing an attitude of acceptance and detachment from things that cannot be changed, while being mindful of and present in the present moment. The key principles of Stoicism include cultivating a sense of calmness and objectivity in the face of difficult events or experiences, finding joy in life's simpler pleasures, and using logic and reason to approach life's decisions. At its core, basic Stoicism involves accepting life as it is without passing judgment or trying to change it. It teaches us to recognize the obstacles we face in our lives and develop the strength to overcome them. It also encourages us to focus on our own values and not on the values of society or other people. Additionally, it helps us develop self-discipline and find balance in our lives by focusing on what is truly important and meaningful to us. Examples of Stoicism in ordinary, everyday people. When it comes to basic Stoicism and the minimum that one must acquire, it can be found in ordinary, everyday people. Stoicism is about understanding life's impermanence and accepting whatever comes your way with an attitude of calm resilience. An example of this could be a single mother who is struggling to make ends meet, but still holds her head high with a sense of dignity and courage in the face of adversity. Many people in today's world also exemplify Stoic principles in their own lives. For instance, consider a young entrepreneur who works tirelessly despite facing financial insecurity, or a doctor providing comfort to her patients despite the intensity of the medical field. Ordinary people also apply the Stoic principles of resilience and fortitude in their everyday lives. A teacher who mentors students without any expectation of reward, or an elderly neighbor who always finds time to help others, are both examples of Stoicism in action. Even those who struggle to forgive themselves or let go of their mistakes are demonstrating Stoic principles of self-compassion and humility. From the inspiring stories of famous Stoicians to the everyday examples we see around us, it is clear that Stoicism is much more than just a philosophy, it is a way of life. It teaches us to remain resilient and composed in times of difficulty and to never give up despite the odds. For those looking for personal growth, embracing Stoicism can be a life-changing experience. Stoicism at its highest level. Stoicism is an ancient philosophical system of thought that originated in Greece and Rome. It teaches us to be conscious of our actions and to live with moderation, self-control, and virtue. Basic Stoicism and the minimum that one must acquire involve acceptance of life's inevitable limitations, awareness of the limits of one's own capacity for understanding, recognition of the power of nature and the universe, and understanding that the present is all that really matters. At its highest level, Stoicism allows us to reach a state of perfect harmony with the universe. We can look at our lives with an unbiased eye and develop a sense of contentment and appreciation of our place in the world. Stoic philosophy can help us to manage our emotions, take responsibility for our actions, and live more peacefully with others. Famous Stoics have included Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, and Cato the Younger. In movies, characters such as Neo from The Matrix, Batman from the Dark Knight trilogy, and Jedi Master Yoda from Star Wars embody the Stoic ideal. Living a life according to Stoic philosophy is not as hard as it may seem. In its most basic form, Stoicism simply requires that one live a good and virtuous life, as determined by reason. This means that one must practice self-control, patience, and resilience in the face of adversity. It also means understanding the limits of one's own mortality and being aware of the great gifts of life. At its highest level, Stoicism demands much more from its practitioners. It encourages the contemplation of death, the pursuit of wisdom, and the acceptance of life's ups and downs with equanimity. Stoics are often thought of as being emotionally distant and unresponsive to their environment. But this is actually a misunderstanding of the Stoic way of life. Stoics understand that emotions are essential to living a good life, but they must be disciplined. Emotion should not be expressed impulsively, but rather with intention and purpose. By managing our emotions in this way, we can be more responsive to our environment while still maintaining control over ourselves. Living a Stoic life requires more than just mastering one's emotions. It also involves understanding the principles of ethics and developing strong values. A Stoic is expected to be honest, dependable, and willing to help others in need. A Stoic should also be mindful of their decisions and their impact on others. Overall, living a Stoic life can bring great rewards. Through discipline and contemplation, a Stoic can cultivate an inner strength that will carry them through life's challenges. By having clarity of thought and purpose, they can make decisions that are aligned with their values and leave a lasting positive impact on their world. The practice of basic Stoicism at its highest level brings forth a greater sense of peace and joy in the lives of its practitioners, something that is truly invaluable. It teaches us how to accept whatever life throws our way, no matter how difficult it might seem. Furthermore, it allows us to remain open and flexible to any potential outcomes, both positive and negative. It gives us the courage to persevere in spite of challenging situations, and helps us remain steadfast even when things don't go as planned. Above all else, basic Stoicism teaches us how to stay focused on what matters most, striving for excellence every single day. In essence, acquiring the minimum of what basic Stoicism offers is no small feat. Doing so requires dedication and commitment, as well as a firm belief that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Nonetheless, taking the time to build up these virtues will undoubtedly serve you well in the long run, and open up paths to success you never knew existed before. In short, embracing Stoicism at its highest level is certainly worth any effort required. When done right, it enables us to reach new heights of achievement, optimism, and confidence. There is no denying the fact that mastering basic Stoicism is essential in order to acquire the minimum of what Stoicism has to offer. This process begins with learning the basics such as managing emotions, establishing ethical principles, and making wise decisions. Once these foundations are laid, individuals can then begin to tap into the deeper meaning behind each principle, ultimately discovering a life of true freedom and fulfillment. Thus, once we have acquired the minimum that one must acquire in order to experience Stoicism at its highest level, we will inevitably be left feeling happy, satisfied, and fulfilled. In addition, there are examples of ordinary everyday people who have taken up the principles of Stoicism in their own lives. People who are successful, compassionate, and respectful of others exemplify this philosophy. They understand how to deal with difficult situations in life, how to remain calm in the face of adversity, and how to find inner peace. By following the principles of Stoicism at its highest level, we can become more mindful and aware of our surroundings, more mindful of our emotions and our relationships, and ultimately find greater happiness and fulfillment. Stoic in ancient civilizations and people today who still live among us. Throughout history, many cultures have had people who embraced the idea of basic Stoicism and the minimum that one must acquire in order to lead a fulfilling life. Stoicism at its highest level is a philosophy that emphasizes self-control, endurance, and resilience in the face of adversity. One example of Stoic in ancient civilizations is the ancient Greek Stoic philosopher Epictetus. He believed that one should not be moved by external events, but rather focus on internal peace and happiness. He also believed in controlling one's emotions, accepting what is out of our control, and striving for personal growth. Today, many people around the world still live according to the principles of Stoicism. For example, Steve Jobs was well known for his Stoic attitude towards life. He believed in living in the present moment and making decisions based on the situation at hand. Many ordinary everyday people also live by the principles of Stoicism. For instance, a young entrepreneur might practice Stoicism by staying focused on their goals and not allowing themselves to become distracted or discouraged by failure or setbacks. Similarly, a person facing an illness might embrace Stoic principles by focusing on what they can do in the present moment and accepting what they can't control. Famous Stoics movies. One of the most popular films to feature Stoic characters is The Shawshank Redemption. In this film, Andy Dufresne, played by Tim Robbins, embodies Stoicism with his resilient spirit and refusal to give up even in the face of harsh prison conditions. Other films featuring Stoic characters include Gladiator, Braveheart, and Apocalypto. These films demonstrate the power of resilience and strength in the face of adversity. In conclusion, at its basic level, Stoicism seeks to teach us how to accept what we cannot change, have an internal locus of control and focus on our own personal growth and development. It also encourages us to think logically and objectively when responding to difficult situations, as well as learn to forgive, be grateful, and be patient. At its highest level, Stoicism helps us to recognize the power we have over our lives and the influence we have over the world around us. We are encouraged to take ownership of our decisions and become aware of our motives and intentions. It also helps us to better understand our place in the world by recognizing the interconnectivity of all things, that nothing happens in isolation. With Stoicism at its core, we strive to bring into our lives the minimal that one must acquire in order to live a meaningful life. This includes being compassionate, generous, and cultivating patience and resilience. By making these values part of our daily lives, we can gain greater understanding of our purpose in this world, while becoming stronger and more capable of handling any kind of situation with wisdom and grace. The benefits of Stoicism offer a path to living a meaningful and fulfilling life. Through Stoic practices, we can learn to manage our emotions, overcome adversity, and create a life of peace and purpose. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you want to learn more about Stoicism, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more informative and educational videos.